I have all due sympathy for people who are struggling financially. But you know, if you're on a sinking ship, you don't solve the problem by punching more holes into the ship so it sinks faster. That's really all the minimum wage is. It's a distraction from the true source of the problem. A minimum wage, an increase, is totally arbitrary because people think that money has value. Money is only a representation of value, not value in itself. Money represents things, real-world, tangible things that people value, such as resources, commodities, creativity, innovation, efficiency, commodities, resources, the real raw qualities that people value. That's all money represents. So if you just arbitrarily give people more green pieces of paper, you're not actually creating the raw value that is the sustenance for human life in the first place. So you don't actually solve the problem. You just give people a temporary band-aid solution, delusion, illusion of a problem that simply screws them over down the line because, again, you haven't solved the root problem, which is a lack of localized empowerment in individuals. Begging the government for scraps. Well, you beg the government, that's what you get. They put you in zip-tie handcuffs and they throw your ass in prison for a day. That is not sustenance. That is not a solution. Here, this is a $50 trillion bill. $50 trillion bill out of Zimbabwe. Real currency. They printed so much fucking money, guess what happened? Hyperinflation. The money didn't mean anything. They had serious real-world shortcomings in terms of efficiency, commodities, resources, the things that money represents, they didn't have. They had shortages. They had limited supplies. They didn't have ease of access. So they started to print money crazily. If we just print money more, we just give it to people, people will somehow be able to take care of themselves more. No! If you're stranded on an island and you need food, water, and shelter, giving people $8 billion is not going to solve their problem. They need what the money represents. Food, water, shelter. Giving people more green pieces of paper, aka minimum wage increases, is a fucking illusion, delusional solution, if it could even be called a solution. So that's the delusion of minimum wage increases. This is just more false government solutions that get the poor people in society thinking that the government has their interests, so they keep voting for them. Anybody who claims to be a representative of the poor and their solution, your solution to poor people is to give them more green pieces of paper out of the government fiat printing presses, you are out of your mind if you think that that's helping the poor. Of course, I don't think most of these, these organizers who claim to carry, the union organizers, all these, usually what are liberal-based associations and organizations, they don't really give a fuck about the poor. They use the poor as a stock of voters and supporters who probably donate tiny little scraps of money they have left, more green pieces of paper, to these organizations, while the people who run the organizations run them like fucking businesses, get a bunch of money off of it, giving illusory support to poor people. I mean, we all have self-interest. We're all bound by a degree of self-interest. But what I don't like is when people disguise their self-interest behind false morality and false altruism. It's worse. Being fake nice. Hiding your self-interest is worse than just having self-interest, because when you hide it, you delude, you deceive people into thinking you care about them. So you have a bunch of poor people in society who think politicians actually represent them, when both parties are bought and paid for. It's a delusion.
Take the Red Pill to the next level with a Red Pill Philosophy membership. $3 a month gets you exclusive videos, content, newsletters, and other information that no one else gets to see. Click the link below to learn more.